have it. On balance, off balance, doesn't matter. I'm better than you are, yeah.
What's going on, everybody? I'll throw that in there. I always love that clip. So, anyways, I made a video just a while ago about the hurricane, but there's also something else I want to talk about real quick. So, I see these reports about these DEI hires. New Zealand hired no, New Zealand promoted um, someone promoted a lesbian. I've only been in the Navy 8 years to operate a vessel, and she has sunk that ship. And she's not even from New Zealand. No, 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 no. She's from Britain. Yeah, Britain. So we had that. We had the that incident. Was it last year or the year before? Where you had a submarine that looked like someone rigged up in their garage take people to go down to see the Titanic, and it and the last voyage it took, the pressure was too great, and it just crushed everyone inside. That was the owner's son, who didn't want to go, had a bad feeling about it. A savvy investor, his son, and then it just went bye bye. And he publicly, before the tragic incident happened, said that, oh no, we're not going to have any white men on here, blah, 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 working for our company, blah, 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 blah. Old white, basically people that have experience being engineers and being makers of these types of vessels. Then they decide not to have them. Yeah, not to have them. Now, a vessel like that wouldn't be so bad if you absolutely needed something in a pinch to get away from something. A one-time use only. We call that I would call that a disposable sub, because that's exactly what it was, a disposable sub. And then we have all these people. Okay, well, we're promoting them to the highest level of the corporate ladder. We're promoting to the highest level of government. Why? Because they're from the LGBT, or they're black, or they're Hispanic, or whatever. So they do this. They do this to think they're balancing out. But does this person have experience? I mean, forget the fact that they are or are not a certain race or have a certain sexual preference. Do they have the experience? And I remember a few years ago, and it's still happening today. Um, you look at cartoons and comic books, and just TV, basically entertainment in general. And then so you have the writers on there, and the purpose of these TV shows, comic books, cartoons, movies, whatever, is to entertain you, right? However, they say, well, I need to use it as my platform. I need to use it as my platform to uh, to voice my message. It's like, not everybody's into that. They just want to unwind at the end of the day, blow off some steam, relax a little bit, take your mind off life for a minute. Oh no, 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 you can't escape it. You can't escape it at work, you can't escape it at school, and you can't escape it even in your own home. And that's how they want it. That's exactly how they want it. Now, here is a country that has a superior military, superior firepower, superior everything. How do you destroy it? You destroy it from within. And you destroy it from within by promoting, it's like, hey, you know what? Let's think about these types of people, insert marginalized people. Let's talk about these types of things. And let's maybe do something to make them feel comfortable. Meanwhile, while they're like a fraction of the population. Now, here's the thing. You know the term poser, right? Poser. When I was a kid, if uh, if you were from the upper middle class and you were pretending to be a black guy from the ghetto, you were a poser. If you knew nothing about skating or surfing, but you had the haircut, and you talk the lingo, you're poser. You're poser, and you dress the dress. You're poser. So that was that. And so an poser meant you're inauthentic. You're not real. You're only doing it to fit in. Okay. And I'm not talking about like, oh, doing whatever, maybe, the different cultural eyes, but the social engineering, we've been socially engineered to the point where the individuality has been eroded. I remember a time when individuality was praised, something to be celebrated, something to be proud of, saying that's you and no one else. I remember it was so important that twins, identical twins, can be different people completely, even though there's a ton of similarities, but they were different people completely. They were into different things. I know such a set of identical twins myself. Actually, two of them, really. I know where their similarities lie, and I know where their differences lie. And their differences lie mostly in their hobby. One's more into sports, the other one's more into music. And then you go to and the other set. One's more into is more into Japanese culture. The other one's more into, well, they're both kind of into Japanese culture. Oh no, one's into tennis, one's more into video games. They're identical. Well, no, though they're fraternal twins, but still almost identical. But it shows you how people can be different, coming from the same parents or a split seed or whatever. Now it's like you have to force yourself. It's like, here we are, standard nuts and bolts. And they want to force us standard nuts and bolts into metric nuts and bolts, or using metric tools on us. Doesn't work. It doesn't work. You got to have metric with metric, standard with standard. And that's not a euphemism for anything in particular. No, that's just saying that, you know what, people are different. Accept those differences. But you're also different yourself. And you can't, a pizza is not a bowl of spaghetti. A piece of pie is not a slice of cake. It's just that simple. Anyways, that's all I have to say for today. I really got to get on with the storm prep. I got to go to work today, and then I'm done for the rest of my day. And I'll see you after all this stuff is passed. I know you're praying for me. I'm praying for you too. Pray for the people in North Carolina and all over the world that are going through these evil sufferings. And pray for all the nations and all the good people in the nations that just want to live and have a government that works, and not have a government that's for other interests, and not have a government where people use it to take advantage of and be self-serving. Anyways, that's all I got to say. God bless you. And remember, Jesus is your friend.
Donald Trump, don't trust China. China is asshole.